Fez Show.
All right, get ready for the worst lyrics in rock. Hammer of the gods. Oh, I just cringe. I cringe with this whole Nordic rock thing. I never understood it. Hey, by the way, did you see that thing the other day, Fezzi, that came out? Best places to live in the world. The UN did it. Norway comes in at number 1.
I think that's, again,
yeah,
for Norway.
And you would never think to yourself, oh, I'd love to live in Norway.
It seems just frozen and like they're just eating raw fish. Just eating herring.
Yeah, I don't know, but for some reason they just love it there. We finished fairly high, the United States. I think top 10.
I know, but I feel bad if it's just not just number 1 every year.
Well, that's because we were grown up telling yourself you live in the greatest country. I don't know if Patty said it, but I just did a little bit of her voice.
We're number 1.
Yeah, sure. United States is the best. But yeah, I mean, you grow up this, like, you'll be screamed at, you live in the greatest country of the world, and you're not finishing your bananas and cereal. It's always that thing that you should be lucky to have it, because this is the greatest country, and your teacher would tell you it was the greatest country. And then the UN report, you find out you're way behind Norway.
Yeah, I mean, you expect everyone in this country to go, yeah, we're number 1. But I always expect foreigners to do it, too. People in other countries to just say, oh, if only I could get to those golden shores of the U.S. of A.
You know what? I thought the same thing. And then when you meet them and you find out they're, like, a little bitter towards us, even Canadians. They're like, no, I couldn't live in the States. You're like, what? You're kidding me. Yeah. It's like when you find out people don't like Notre Dame. You're like,
how?
You gotta be joking.
Yeah, there was some poll that was just done in Canada where it's like they like us less than ever.
Yeah, well, I don't blame them. I mean, lately we've been acting nuts. But overall, I mean, if you look at the full 200, don't judge me by what I did yesterday.
It's growing pains. We're 228 years old. It's growing pains.
Talk to us after November. Maybe everything will turn around.
Maybe they will start talking to us again after November.
I doubt it, Fez. My radio psychic is no. Crazy days ahead.
That's a lot of crazy days, though.
And then you'll wish you lived in iRobot.
Where the robots are just handling everything. Until they start to kill. Then it's all over with for us. And Norway, it seems to me like you're just building an igloo. Like, that's the best you can hope for in Norway. If you're living in, like, one of those ice hotels.
Yeah, I don't think it's as cold as you think, though. I don't think it's that bad. I'm trying to think. I think Heckler's family comes from that part of the world, and they love it over there.
And, how do you pick Norway out of, like, Sweden and Denmark, too? It all just seems the same.
Yeah. Well, it's not like you're a world traveler, and we should go by you. Patty, any place you want to go now that you're a flyer?
Well, I don't know, but I would love to travel again where I'd have to go by plane. It's fun.
No, you said that this was only the 3rd or 4th state that you've ever been to in your life?
Right. I've been to, of course, I lived in New York. I've been to New Jersey. Everybody in New York's been to New Jersey down by my way.
Sure.
But when I was a little kid, I used to go with the family I was with to visit their relatives in Massachusetts. I've been to Pennsylvania because I used to work for my friend in his store in Willow Grove.
So you've seen about 4 or 5 states. So.
Yeah, so Virginia is the first time that's the furthest I've ever been.
Wow, that's amazing.
You think you can find your way home?
Yeah, I'll take on Continental.
Sure, by plane.
Yeah.
I shall go by the friendly skies.
Oh, yeah. It is such an experience. Oh, my God.
She actually described to me everything on the ground from New York to Dulles Airport. I think she could find her way back if she was piloting.
Now, here's what you work for Godiva, Patty.
Yes, I do.
Godiva chocolates. They have exotic chocolates.
Yes.
And you brought us down for Fez and I some chocolates.
And I forgot them at Fez's house because I put them in the refrigerator.
Now,
Oh, well, easy come, easy go.
did he go and hide them behind eggs or something?
No, I just forgot to go in the refrigerator and open it up and take it out.
Now, Patty, you work at the new Time Warner Towers, I guess it's called.
Yeah, it's a beautiful structure. They did
Yeah.
a great job on that.
And you got a Godiva store there.
Yeah.
Any famous people ever come into the Godiva store?
Courtney Cox, is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, she peeked in a couple times. We saw a couple. Heidi Klum was walking
Wow,
down.
a lot of the pretties.
Julia Roberts was there visiting, but
Yeah.
in the mall, like upstairs in the bookstore.
Yeah.
And we had Jay Moore there signing autographs for his books there. And
That's Jay Moore.
So a lot of stars came in, huh?
yeah, and then on Fifth Avenue where I was, Elton John walked through.
And that's the biggie, Fez, Elton John.
That is
Yeah.
huge. I would love to see Elton John in a chocolate store.
It's just that it was disappointing because he wasn't friendly at all, you know.
Really? Not
Yeah.
friendly to you?
No, I went up and
Did he pull your wig off?
No. I said, hi, I'm
Did you pull
Patty.
his?
I listened to your music. I loved it. I figured he would, like, smile or
Right.
something. He had no courtesy.
Did he look horrified?
No, he just looked at me like, oh,
Like he was in Taxi Driver?
whatever. He had two girls on each side of him and everything, and the guy's gay and everything. He's got these girls all over him.
Are you sure you saw Elton John?
Oh, it was him, all right, yeah.
I never
And-
smirk anywhere. I love your recordings.
Now I know why they call you the brown dick cowboy.
Now, the friendliest person that ever came in was Gloria Estefan.
Yeah.
Her manager was in there shopping, and we asked if she could come down and say hi because we were closing that night.
Right.
She came down, gave us 15 minutes of her time, signed autographs, said hi, friendly, everything. The lady,
Oh.
her husband, Amelia, was there.
Estevez?
And her entourage, you know, her part of her band was there, too.
Right.
Friendly as anything. It was awesome.
All right, somebody just wrote in, if I was on that plane with that voice, I'd try to light my goddamn shoes on fire.
Signed Richard Reed.
People in first class are going, please, someone be a terrorist. Take over this plane. Coffee, tea, and me. Well, who's the most famous person you ever met, Fez?
Most famous person I met was Robert De Niro.
Wow, that's a good one. I got to tell you the truth, that's a good one.
And that was in an elevator at a museum, and he had his plus-size kid with him.
You know what? Out of like a lot of people, I doubt I'd very much be like too nervous. I think I might be a little nervous with a Robert De Niro.
I was very nervous, and it was a situation where the elevator doors were closing, and
Yeah.
he was in it, and I wasn't. And I said, wow, that looked like Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
And I said, damn, if only we'd gotten in the elevator faster. Well, for some reason, the doors opened again, like he meant to go down and went up instead.
Yeah.
And he was still in there, and just it's a fairly good-sized elevator, and just all the way in the back in the corner.
Not wanting any part of you.
No, hat down over his eyes,
Right.
and just both arms around his kid's shoulders.
Yeah. It's
Like we could run with the kid at any minute.
What did you do? Remember when you were in Goodfellas? That was awesome. Stupid. Yeah, De Niro's a good one. And you didn't be a jerk, did you?
No, I just said,
You didn't try to make him say anything, especially with a kid.
no, I just kind of said hi. I didn't even say his name because there was other people in the elevator.
You should have said hi, Bobby.
Hello, Bob.
Bob? How's Billy Crystal?
Enjoying the exhibits today? How about them dinosaur bones?
You looking for an extra? You have to come with me to meet my sister.
Which way?
Dubs is raising his hand. Who have you met, Dubs?
A couple years ago at the Detroit Lions Thanksgiving game, I met Tim Allen.
So what? What did he say? I met him when he was in jail for selling coke.
He didn't say a lot because he was going up to his booth he had up there, but I gave him the
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he wanted to hear that. You know what? When you meet a celebrity, they love to hear their song sung to them or whatever catchphrase.
Huh?
I saw Will Ferrell on TV not too long ago, and he says that everywhere he goes now, people yell at him, "You're my boy, Blue!" And he goes, every time he doesn't know what they mean. And he just stares at him, and then he does a, "Oh, yeah," from the movie.
That's hysterical that one got on so fast.
You know that they do. All right, we've got some these tickets to give out tonight, Fezzi. So let's do kind of a brush with greatness. Here's the 2 qualifications. I want to make sure I like the star. The other thing, I really like it when they don't like you. I don't know why, but whenever I hear, "Hey, Tim Allen was a great guy," it becomes a dull story. But if I hear Tim Allen tried to dig my eye out with a car key, then suddenly I find myself interested.
Well, if you're at the Lions game, and you see Tim Allen, what are you supposed to do for small talk? "Great game, huh?" You can never use that at a Lions game.
That's sad.
So we have tickets, it's a 4-pack actually, for the exclusive screening of the movie Collateral from DreamWorks, starring Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx. That's going to happen on August 5th, courtesy of AOL for broadband.
Did you ever think you'd say that statement out loud, Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx? Doesn't that still sound odd? I know Jamie Foxx is doing well for himself, but I don't know.
We saw the preview for Ray today during iRobot.
Yeah.
Where he does the Ray Charles story.
How'd that look?
It looks good.
But where does the story go? That's my problem. It's like Great Balls of Fire or any of those kind of bio movies. Unless something really unbelievable happened to the person's life, you're just really looking at a biography that got shot on film for some reason.
It did look like that Ike and Tina Turner movie.
Yeah, it just doesn't work out. I mean, where's it going to end? When he's doing the Pepsi commercial and then we all get up and leave? I don't know where that whole arc of the story comes from. All right, 866-277-4969. It's a brush with greatness, and I do think you should be able to beat the Elton Johns and Bob De Niro's that we got in here, or at least be in that neighborhood. Here is Sherry. Sherry, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Fezzy.
Hey, darling.
Hey. A couple years ago, I lived out of the country, and I was flying on a plane with my son, and he said, "Mom, that's Macy Gray." And, of course, airport people wouldn't tell him that it was Macy Gray or not. So when we got in the plane, he wrote a note to her, and he told the steward, he said, "Look, if you find somebody who might look like Macy Gray, can you give this to her?" And she sent back a note and invited him to fly first class with her for the rest of the flight.
Wow, that's scary. You let your kid up front with Macy Gray.
How long ago was this?
Macy taught me to snort coke, Mom.
It was about 5 years ago.
Oh, okay, because lately I don't think you can pass notes on a plane anymore.
No, I don't think so.
And also, anymore, I don't think that Macy Gray would be sitting in first class. I'm a huge Macy Gray fan, but I don't know whether she's that kind of platinum club star like Patty is in Sales.
Perhaps.
So, great story, but I just don't know if the name is big enough for me.
Yeah, it's really not on the stellar list.
JB, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Cape Crusaders, what's up? How you doing?
I like the new name, Fezzy, the Cape Crusaders.
Hello.
Yeah, man.
We need capes, though.
Fezzy, you're robbing them, bud.
Oh, that's sad.
Hey, listen, I guess last summer, a buddy of mine were hanging out down at 3rd Edition in Georgetown, and saw Jenna Bush there and actually had a drink with her. Pretty interesting to see somebody you see on TV out and about, you know what I mean?
The problem here is if we gave out tickets to everybody with a drink with Jenna Bush, we'd be broke.
We'd overbook the premiere.
Here's the important thing. Did you try to pick her up?
You know what? I was a little too intimidated. She had all of her cousins around with her, and they all looked like miniature W's.
Oh, including Billy Bush?
Yeah, I wouldn't be afraid of Billy Bush. You know what? I love the story, but you got to make the run at her. You had to. I mean, it's better to have the story. I got shot down by Jenna Bush, which would be the story, I'm sure, anytime it was before 3 o'clock in the morning, but still, you got to try it. Here's Joe. Joe, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hey, buddy.
What you got, Joe?
I was going to school in England, and one day, instead of taking us to school, they took us down to the American Embassy, and This was back in the spring of '63, and JFK was there. And he came out and shook hands with everybody but me.
The problem with the story is you don't sound old enough to be at the American Embassy in 1963.
Yeah, I was in like, let's say third grade, something like that.
How old are you?
6th grade. 53.
This is the youngest sounding 53-year-old person I've ever heard.
Yeah, you don't sound 53 at all.
Yeah, well, that's from doing yoga, I guess. But anyway, yeah, he shook hands with everybody in the line. Everybody in the school was there. He was a real vibrant guy, real exciting, dynamic, and then for some reason he just didn't shake hands with me.
You were a little kid. Anybody who smoked would be unbelievable to you.
He shook hands with everyone, including a fresh-faced Bill Clinton.
What? Yeah.
He shook hands with the bus driver.
What was wrong with you that the president wouldn't shake your hand?
Beats me, guys. Hey, and my wife's best friend is Ned Beatty's daughter.
Oh, now we're talking. Now we're on to something.
Oh, I bet she's pretty.
Yeah, that's Fez's favorite actor from Deliverance.
Yeah, it's hard to top that.
If I told you how many times he's probably pictured that scene before he went to bed at night.
What is she like? Did she talk about her dad?
Well,
Squeal like a pig.
She's divorced.
How many times do you think people yelled "squeal like a pig" at him?
Yeah, it gets old. You don't do it around him, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
or in front of him, trust me.
Hey, believe me when I tell you, I'll back down from a lot of people, but not Ned Beatty. I'll throw leather with him any day.
That was one of his first films, I think.
You know what? I like this story a lot. We're going to send you into the big-ass prize closet because, you know, you're talking about a president who's fallen into, like, mythical things. That's why we're not even believing the story almost, Fez.
Yeah, I mean...
I felt really bad when he got shot, you know, because I came back to the States in the fall.
You were the one.
Yeah, and then, you know, what happened?
Boy Lawrence. With the headline.
Really
Did you happen to salute the casket when it went by? Was that you?
He was wearing a short suit.
Oh, I saw it on TV.
Yeah. You know what? I tried to, I got a short suit and went out when Reagan went by just to see if I couldn't get in the peg for somewhere.
Actually, it was 5 years ago today. I called your house screaming on a Saturday.
That John Jr.?
Yeah, that the plane went down, that the plane was missing.
Yeah, we're going to send you in the big-ass prize closet. That was 5 years, huh?
Yeah, today's the 5th anniversary.
Wow. And why are you keeping anniversaries and stuff like that?
Oh, I just have a nice calendar that I keep.
Any kind of tragedy, my phone rings, it's Watley screaming, and I got to calm him down because it sounds like one of our friends died, but normally it's a celebrity.
Yeah, I usually go into that whole I don't know nothing about birth and no babies voice, that kind of tone.
Well, and I remember when what you screamed too is that they can't find John. And I'm trying to calm him down. It was early in the morning. Yeah. And I was at my sister-in-law's house, and I have to say to you, Fez, don't worry about it. He's 40. He's fine. Thinking that in your mind, you still think he's a little boy. You don't understand. They can't find John. And then the thing that really made me feel so awful about John Jr. is knowing that plane was in the water. And it just kind of broke my heart that I really couldn't feel good until they found him and got him out of there.
Yeah, and it was, and there was so many, when the plane was still missing, there was so many things of, you know, perhaps he just went to another airport, you know, maybe he, at the last minute changed his plans.
Yeah.
And the family's still waiting to hear from him. And you just knew, I mean, you hoped, but you just knew that couldn't possibly be the truth.
Because of the last name. It's such a, you know, there's so much sadness happened there. The other thing about that was just so awful is that so many of the newsmen had, of course, loved Kennedy, covered Kennedy, and saw him still as like the little boy. And you could tell with a lot of people like Brocals and Dan Rathers and the Peter Jennings that have been hanging around a long time, that their hearts were really broken.
Yeah, Katie Couric brought it up today on the Today Show. And you know it's very serious on the Today Show when Katie starts talking like this, and it was 5 years ago today that John F. Kennedy Jr.'s plane went down. And she won't speak above a whisper if it's something really, really important to her.
Patty, do you remember where you were at?
Yeah, I was working that weekend in New Jersey at my friend's store in Princeton Junction, and I was in the hotel, and you know that they put me up in overnight, and I was watching the news.
Oh, you remember where you were when we lost Joe Jr.
The Forgotten Kennedy?
Yes.
Young Joe, the Forgotten Kennedy. Everybody remembers where they were when JFK Jr. died.
Yeah.
No way, more
no.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you do, sure. And now you're flying Sunday, your second flight.
Yeah.
And there's a layover at Martha's Vineyard. You're not even a nervous flyer at all.
No, not at all. It's fun.
Yeah. You came off, you told me everything about your flight. You told Fez, you told my
Over
family.
and over.
Yeah. And I had the feeling that somehow it was almost like you didn't know about this whole Wright brothers thing and maybe thought you were the first person ever on a plane. You were so excited.
She did say this a lot today to anyone that would listen to her about her flight. You don't know what it's like. I heard that all day today.
I mean, all I could say is just like looking down and seeing how it looked. It was awesome.
You can't imagine the view.
You know what I want to get you on tomorrow is an escalator. Just try everything. Just go crazy.
Those are moving stairs.
So I don't walk myself.
Not with those feet.
Oh, my feet are...
I say screw you, Elton John. Screw you, sir.
I don't know. Maybe he just wasn't having a good day that day.
Take your chocolates and leave.
You're no Captain Fantastic.
Get out like a candle in the wind.
Wind.
Oh, below
Where are you taking her tomorrow, Fez?
Patty wants to see the sights in the district.
Oh?
So we're gonna walk the mall.
What would you like to see first?
I guess the Oval Office.
That would be great, Fezzy.
How in the world?
You walk up and knock. How hard will it be to get into the Oval Office? Get a picture of her behind the desk.
There is no way to get her into the Oval Office.
The room that they let you go in.
Sure, why not?
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the wrong room.
You're thinking of the ladies.
The ladies' room. It's the only room you're welcome into.
It's part of the White House you can see.
And that's only if there's a rubber one like Ozzy has.
Now, Fezzy, do you have a camera to get pictures of her in front of all the sites?
You know what? I've got my new digital camera that I've never used before.
Perfect.
So
online.
I would like to do a photo essay, but I'm afraid I've never used this thing, and that I'm going to screw it up. But I am going to try.
Well, if you have to, just pick up one of those little disposables, which are every 8 feet. Every 8 feet in Washington.
That's easy enough. And we'll get pictures of Patty at all the sites.
Oh, that would be great. All right, it's a Patty Louise weekend. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. I'll give out some more tickets with your brush with greatness. It's the Ron and Fez Show.